Hello everyone, Simona is here with you today with May book. I'm sitting on the ground surrounded by many books because in the month of May I've got around 180 books total. Sounds crazy. Also, I'm trying to film this video maybe the third time already, so fingers crossed this will be the last time, the last attempt. So, where we can begin? Most of the books that I got in the May is historical fiction. Some of them are in Norwegian language, Norwegian edition. Some of them are in English. Some of them are new, almost new. Some of them are a little bit more loved. Without talking too much, we can begin. We have Hannah and the Highlander by Sabrina York, The Black Lion by Jude Deveraux, The Conqueror by Shari Anton. It's a little bit older. I think it's published in 1999, circa. Also, we have Susanna and the Scot by Sabrina York. We have One Night of Sin by Galen Foley. By Melissa Mayhew. We have A Highlander of Her Own by Teresa Medeiros. We have The Bride and the Beast by the same author. We have One Night of Scandal and Yours Until Dawn. Which covers do you prefer more, when there's the landscape or something like that? I don't know. I think I like these more. A Kiss of Fate by Mary Jo Putney. By the same author, we have Loving a Lost Lord, another historical fiction, I believe. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. A hard copy of the Regency Lords and Ladies collection by Anne Gracie. This one looks like new and has a huge font. We have something a little bit different. The Vampire Who Loved Me by Teresa Medeiros. Also we have by the same author The Pleasure of Your Kiss by Mary Jo Putney. We have The Bargain by Galen Foley. We have The Duke by Teresa Medeiros. We have The Breath of Magic. We have The First Impression by Nora Roberts. I like Nora Roberts' books, especially when there's a little bit of magic involved. By Candice Camp, we have The Bridal Quest by M.J. Putney. We have Stolen Magic, The Maiden by Jude Deveraux. We have some old ones by Queen's Grace by Shari Anton and The Wostler by Margaret Moore. We have few Nora Roberts books in Norwegian language published by Harlequin Silk. It's Hendelser med vane, Etter nattens regn, and Dans og drømmer. Also by the same publisher, we have Falske forhåpninger by Candice Camp, Knight's Rebellion by Susanna Barclay, A Lady Whistledown Strikes Back by a few authors, Julian Quinn, Susan Enoch, Byron Hawkins, and Maya Ryan. We have anthology of 4 stories, Nye Løfter by Kate Hardy, Laura Eiding, Yvonne Lindsay, and Maxine Sullivan. We have by Galen Foley, The Princess, Forelskelse ved juletide by Sophia James, Anne Burroughs, Margaret Kay. The rough translation would be Falling in Love at the Christmas time, something like that. Laird of the Mist by Paula Quinn. We have a book by Amanda Scott, Highland Hero. We have Bachelor List by Jane Feather. Also, we have To Tame a Warrior's Heart by Sharon Schultz. The Sinner by Margaret Mallory. Wicked Highlander by Donna Grant. And 2 books by Teresa Medeiros. One of them is Lady of Conquest, and Charming the Prince. We have A Season for Scandal by Stephanie Lawrence, Taming the Lion by Susan Bartley, Rake by Mary Jo Putney, Bride by Mistake by Anne Gracie. I can't feel my legs. Conquered by Highlander by Paula Quinn. By Teresa Medeiros we have Touch of Enchantment. To Wed a Wicked Highlander by Victoria Roberts. By Nora Roberts. One in English, Angel's Fall, and one in Norwegian, Et hjerte av gull. Also we have 3 stories in one, Høytids kjærlighet, 4 Nora Roberts books in Norwegian. They will look pretty on my shelves when I have one. I have any bookshelves yet. I still have to order them. So we have Gilna Bond, Den siste stjernen, Hans ville hjerte, and Skjult lengsel. We have A Kiss to Remember by Teresa Medeiros. We have A Fragile Trust by Helen Kipman. Wicked by Shannon Drake. We have 2 covers, one to read in the public and one to read at home. By Jude Deveraux we have The Enchanted Land. Few books by Gillian Foley. One is Lady of Desire and Lord of Ice. Wedding of the Century and Other Stories by Kristen James and Charlotte Featherstone and Mary Jo Putney. Also by Karen Hawkins we have A Belated Bride. By Gillian Foley we have Her Only Desire. Isprinsessan by Mia Banks. By Anne Gracie 3 books, Stolen Princess, The Perfect Rake, and The Perfect Kiss. And I also already read one, The Perfect Stranger. I think all these books are about sisters. Yes, married you sisters. We have a huge one, Lady of Haze. Hay, fascinating, absorbing, and original. By Barbara Erskine. It's over 700 pages. Norwegian edition by Nora Roberts, I gode og onde dager. By Sue Ellen Welponder we have Temptation of a Highland Scoundrel. The Pirate Prince by Gillian Foley. By Teresa Medeiros we have Good Night, Tweedheart. Tweedheart. We have Winterset by Candice Camp. Candice Camp, Hemmeligheter og løgne, and En selvstendig kvinne. In Nora Roberts we have Magiske øyeblikk, a few books by the same publisher. Lady Woodley's Elsker by Candice Camp and Absender Ushant. By Debbie Macomber we have Christmas Wishes. By Anne Gracie we have Hastig bryllup. By Gillian Foley we have Lord of Fire. When a Laird Takes a Lady by Rowan Keats. Hannah Howell, Highland Honor by Nora Roberts. We have Day Until Alderet. X Marks the Spot by Victoria Roberts. By Donna Grant we have Dangerous Highlander. Actually I prefer books set in Highlands over books with cowboys. I don't know why, but I don't like reading about cowboys. Tamed by Highlander by Paula Quinn. By Nora Roberts we have Min skjebne I dine hender. My Dangerous Duke by Gillian Foley. 2 books in one, Hans vakre fristerinne and Bryllupskåker by Candice Camp. By Janet Daly we have Santa in Montana. By Teresa Medeiros we have After Midnight. Sins of a Highland Devil by Sue Ellen Welfonder. By Jude Deveraux we have Highland Velvet. And by Gillian Foley we have The Secret Fantasy. By Mary Jo Putney we have The Wild Child. Fairest of Them All by Teresa Medeiros. By Katie Maxwell, A Seduction at Christmas. two books in one, Stormfulle uker and Ingen anger by Gail Cullen. Mr. Cavendish, I Presume by Julia Quinn. Taming a Wild Scot by Rowan Keats. Also two books in one, Ridderens anger and Ildfuglen by Connie Mason. 4-in-1 collection, Highland Crossings by Laurie Alice X, Pamela Griffin, Jennifer Hudson Taylor and Gina Welborn. Such a pretty lady. A short one, Gary Russell, Border Lord's Bride. Also by the same author we have A Night to Desire. By Nora Roberts we have Rivaler og Elskere. Also we have 4 all new romantic novellas of the Holy Grail, Chalice of Roses. 2 books by Nora Roberts, Fanget i Tiden and Ingen vei tilbake. We have Utfordringer by Candice Camp. We have Jennifer Hudson Taylor by Highland Blessing. By M.J. Putney, Dark Mirror. Dark Passage. Audrey Merriott Slanker by Kari Surley. I think it's a book about diets. I'm not a huge fan of books like this. I don't usually read them, but because I've got all these books for free and this one was one of them, so I will give it a chance. However, I don't have high hopes for that one. So continue with the historical romances. We have Lana and the Lair by Sabrina York. My Ruthless Prince by Galen Foley. The Mistaken Widow by Cheryl St. John. Lion's Legacy by Susanna Buckley. We have Nancy Whiskey by Laurel Ames. Dance of the Gods by Nora Roberts. Never Less Than a Lady by Mary Jo Putney. We have A Charlie Has for Hall by Candice Camp. One Perfect Rose by Mary Jo Putney. By Carolyn Linden, we have Charlie Heto Andreas Kandale. Atonement by Ian McEwan. P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Ahern. We have Sir Stjerne by Janet Walls. Sommerens Book by Emilia Hall. We have such a beautiful book. Julestämning, julenoveller som luktar och smakar jul. The stories about Christmas and Christmas time. Also there's a Christmas card that you can just cut out. And one big one. Står God Jul, Merry Christmas in English. Laird for Christmas by Kerry Russell. Prince Charming by Guy Foley. By Julia Quinn we have Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. The Perfect Waltz by Anne Gracie. No Longer a Gentleman by Mary Jo Putney. By Guy Foley. My Wicked Marquis. I'm not sure how to pronounce. For me it sounds prettier when I say Marquess, so it will be Marquess. By Guy Foley, Devil Takes a Bride. My Irresistible Earl by Guy Foley. My Scandalous Viscount by Guy Foley also, with 2 covers. Some Like It Wild by Teresa Medeiros. The Beast of Clankincade by Lily Blackwood. That Clankincade seems like it's very popular. It's not the first time that I find that Clankincade in books. By Galen Foley we have His Wicked Kiss. By Anne Gracie, The Accidental Wedding. A Distant Magic by Mary Jo Putney. I have 2 books in one, Lordnans Kone and Finnens Datter by Mia Banks. By Candice Camp we have Schulte Hensikter by Sarah Jo. We have Morgan Green. And we have 2 big hardcovers by Julia Garwood Sizzle and The Ideal Man. We have Anne Gracie, His Captive Lady. We have To Catch a Bride by Anne Gracie. Warriors Deception by Diana Hall. You can see that it's an old book. You can judge at this point, you can judge from the cover. about the age of the book. We have Thief of Hearts by Teresa Medeiros, Kärlighetsgaven by Nora Roberts, another Nora Roberts book, Den första valsen, Normad blir dag, Vinnerhanden by Michelle Willingham. We have Tempted by Highland Warrior. Doesn't he look a little bit like one of the dwarves from the Hobbit? It reminds me a little bit of that movie. I think it's time to rewatch that once again. He's cute. We have Tapestry by Lynn Kurland, Madeleine Hunter, Karen Marimoning, and Charlene Kenyon. By Dawn Thompson, we have The Falcon's Bride. We have The Guardian by Margaret Mallory, The Norman's Heart by Margaret Moore, and Fredena Dag by Nora Roberts. And in the beginning of the month, I went to a second-hand shop. In Norway, there's Fretex. You can find a lot of good deals on books there. So I found a Renkes Man by Sarah Waters, and the original title I think is Fingersmith. I'm not sure, I will check. Yeah, Fingersmith. I already read a few of Sarah Waters' books and I quite enjoyed them. I found Norwegian edition of Elinor Olefante Harde Helt Fint by Gail Honeyman, and the book seems like it's new, and I only got that for, I don't know, a few dollars. I have heard a lot of good things about that one, so I have very high hopes for this book. I hope to love it. Jonas Jonasson. I found An Alphabet som kunne regne. It's the same author that wrote that story 100-Year-Old Man that climbed out the window and disappeared. I think that's the title. And finally, the most prettiest book I found last month is Livet Illustrert by Lisa Aisato. She's, I think, is Norwegian illustrator. She has such beautiful pictures and illustrations. I already read that book I don't know how many times, and Lucas also loved that book. When he finds that on my shelf, he just grabs it. Mama, I want to read. Yeah, look how pretty is that. I'm so glad I found that book there, because if you want to buy that new, it costs a lot. But look how pretty. Amazing. So, I think I'll have a lot of historical romance to go through. So I think I won't buy historical romance for a long time. I'm not saying I won't buy other books though. It's impossible for me to just stop buying books. I hope you like this video. Give it a thumb up and subscribe if you want to hear a little bit more. And I see you in my next video. Bye!